Hey guys, how's it going? Professor Shuckle here, your coach of the Dark Cape Dark Race. Today, I'll be going over our Week 10 battle for the Hive Kakuna Division Season 8. Our opponents for the week are the New Orleans Saints Snow and Coach Liv. Liv's actually a pretty good friend of mine, admin in APA, pretty well known. Before you watch this video, you should stop and go to Liv's channel and subscribe and go help her out as she's making a new YouTube account. She's at like 150 subs and she's like trying to, hit 200 or whatever, like her goal. So you should go check her out. She uploads Wi-Fi battles and showdown lives as well, I believe. So lots of good content, especially Wi-Fi battles and stuff. So go check her out. She also uploads Hive, so she'll probably be uploading our battle as well. Probably a little later after our goes up, so maybe a week or two later. Because I usually upload 1 to 2 days right after I'm done. But Liv's is way more professional. Mine's just screen recording my screen and stuff, but she has a full intro, thumbnail and stuff. So definitely go check her out and drop a sub. Would mean a lot to me. So this is the 10th and final week for Hive. So it's the last week. We're trying to win and lock top 2 basically. We did take an L last week, unfortunately, which dropped us to 2nd seed, but not a big deal, as I found out that Hive does playoffs a little differently. So if you're top 2, basically you play in a semifinal game versus there's the first versus 2nd seed battle, and the winner goes straight to the final. So it's basically a semifinal shootout between the top 2 seeds. So if I win, I will just have to play one game before making the finals. I would have to win one game to make the finals. So that's pretty cool. So we're trying to win this week and end our season on a high. So without much further ado, let's jump into the matchup. As you can see, our opponent has a roster of Zeraora, Landorus Therian, Mega Charizard X, Suicune, Gardevoir, Zarude, Tentacruel, Steelix, Girder, Oricorio, and Cinccino. Pretty scary roster. I don't actually have a switch-in for Gardevoir on my team. There is Registeel, but Registeel cannot touch Mega Charizard X and Landorus Therian. So, it's pretty much fodder for them. It cannot even beat Suicune and Tentacruel. So, Reggie's matchup is really bad this time. So that means I cannot bring it, or if I bring it, I'm basically kind of playing with 5 months, or I can be taken advantage of because Registeel's kind of passive in this matchup, I feel. So Gardevoir is probably the biggest threat. Charizard X is pretty massive threat as well. Obviously SD or SD Scale Shot, probably the scariest set. But I do have Rhyperior, so I do have a tank for Charizard X, so that's good. If you've been watching my Hive season, you know offensive grounds have been messing up my team. Landorus Therian can as well, in if it just has coverage for Weezing. It can definitely put in the work with some sort of setup set, maybe even Scarf. Zeraora pretty solid versus my team. I don't have the best switch-ins to it again, as Leafeon could come, but then Leafeon is set up for Charizard X. So yeah, it's the same problem as Reggie, where I can't bring Leafeon to this matchup just because of how passive it is versus Charizard X. So Zeraora, Landorus Therian, Charizard X, Gardevoir, pretty scary. Suicune could obviously be scary if I don't play right, if I don't position myself very well, and she positions her Suicune really well, because Combine Suicune is really hard for my team to break. My electric type is special. Leafeon's matchup is really bad. My Freeze Dry is special as well. And obviously, if it's max HP, max defense, Glade needs to SD to break it. And if I get Scald Burn, then that option's taken out as well. So yeah, tricky for sure. As for what I expect to come, I expect the first 3, Suicune, Gardevoir, and so I really thought Zarude would be the 6th. I thought the last spot could be one of Tentacruel, Zarude, or Cinccino. Cinccino actually has a really good matchup versus me as well, just because of its speed tier. Yeah, as for me, Gallade's pretty strong. If I can bulk up on the right mon, it's really hard for her to revenge me. So yeah, bulk up, Drain Punch, Psycho Cut looks really strong here with like coverage for Gardevoir. Kyurem is pretty solid. Just because there's no freeze dry resist, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there is no freeze dry resist on this team. So Kyurem's gonna hit really hard. And I'm hoping, because Kyurem's matchup is so good, that the guard might be a little defensive just to deal with that. So which will help our Gardevoir matchup a little. Obstagoon's actually pretty broken here. Actually, because of Obstagoon, maybe Girder can come, but yeah, Obstagoon with Reckless Double Edge actually does a lot of damage to everything on her team, which is really good. Rhyperior is also pretty strong. If I can Source Dance, if I find an opportunity to Source Dance, becomes really hard for my opponent to switch into Rhyperior, which is pretty cool. So yeah, that's for the matchup analysis. Now let's jump into our team and see what we're bringing this week. Starting off, we're bringing Kyurem. As I said, my opponent doesn't have the best Kyurem switch-in, so we are running max special attack, almost max speed Kyurem. Speed is for Landorus Therian, I believe, so we are 310. And the rest in just HP. Freeze Dry, Earth Power. Earth Power is for the Zeraora, hits the Charizard X a little harder as well, and hits the Steelix harder as well as like, yeah, and hits the Tentacruel harder as well, I believe. So, Roost for longevity. I should be able to roost up on both Tentacruel, Suicune. Might be able to roost up on Steelix too. Should be able to roost up on Oricorio and stuff, so that's good. And Flash Cannon is just for the Gardevoir. I just wanted a move that hit, that 2-hit KO'd even bulky Gardevoir. So Flash Cannon was like what I put on there. Next up, we have Rhyperior with the Shuka Berry, Adamant, and mostly just like mixed defenses with Solid Rock, so we take like even less damage from super effective hits. Yeah, Ice Punch, Ice Punch for the Landorus T. Hits the Zarude harder as well. Stealth Rock, because Rock's chip is good for Zard, 25%. Also good for like Suicune, Gardevoir, trying to switch into Kyurem repeatedly. Earthquake for Zeraora, Mega Charizard X, hits Suicune hard. It's actually pretty good. The only resists are Zarude, and then the immunities of Landorus, Therian, and Oricorio. So, yeah, like, Earthquake's pretty spammable, especially if they go Suicune, then I can get chip on it and get info on the set. Source Dance, just in case we get, like, I didn't know what to put on the 4th move slot, so I just put Source Dance, because, you know, Source Dancing Rhyperior is always scary. And Berry is because this is our dedicated Zard X check, and the only way Charizard X can hit us is Earthquake, like, super effectively. So Shuka Berry, we have that damage, and we can definitely live a Shuka into non-Shuka Earthquake from Charizard X, which is pretty cool, and take it out with Earthquake. Next up, we have Mega Gallade with enough speed for Zarude, I want to say. Attack, and then the rest in HP. We're running Bulk Up 3 attacks. Bulk Up, Stab, and Psycho Cut, and Drain Punch. Psycho Cut hits the Tentacruel, hits the Girder. Drain Punch hits everything, basically. Hits the Zeraora, hits the Zarude, hits the Charizard X, hits the Suicune. Psycho Cut also does not make contact, so we don't take Rocky Helmet Chip if they are like Rocky Helmet Lando. And Triple Axle is because +1 Triple Axle actually OHKOs max HP Gardevoir, I think, if I'm not wrong, or like something like that. It did way more damage than Ice Punch, so if you get all 3 hits of Triple Axle, it would beat the Gardevoir. This also is a way around Yachi Lando, so Triple Axle would take out the Lando, so that's pretty cool. Landorus T cannot intimidate us either once we have Mega because we enter Focus, so that's pretty cool. So once we bulk up, we keep that +1 attack, and there's no way for them to drop it, which is cool. Next up, we have Wheezing with the helmet and Levitate. Max HP, max defense. This is like our Zero Aura check to chip it down slowly. It can also kind of switch in on Landorus T if it's lacking gravity or psychic. Can also switch in on Zarude, which is really nice, and I guess Steelix and stuff as well. Pain Split for longevity. That's the only way, only recovery basically this gets. Clear Smog, so nothing can set up on us. And we take it out. I didn't really need Sludge Bomb damage on anything. To be fair, like, Guard would have killed me anyway if I was Sludge Bomb. And it's better on Zarude in case it's like some bulk up weakness policy set or something. Or like bulk up Girder, Landorus Therian trying to like SD on us, or Zero Aura trying to like bulk up on us. So it's just good for that. Toxic Spikes just in case the Tentacruel didn't come. I thought Tentacruel would come, but like I was like, I'll put Toxic Spikes anyway. And which would be good chip for the Suicune, the Zero Aura, Charizard X. And Flamethrower is for the hits Landorus Therian neutrally, hits the Steelix. Yeah, so that's why I have Flamethrower. Next up, we have Clefable with Leftovers, Unaware, max HP, max physical defense. We're running Calm Mind, Moonblast, Heal Bell, and Moonlight. Unaware, so this is basically our Suicune check. If it is Calm Mind Suicune, we go into Clef and we start Calm Minding alongside it. Even if we get Toxic, we can Heal Bell it off. And then obviously Moonblast will start putting pressure, especially if you're boosted up. The one downside of this set, or this approach, is Gardevoir coming in, tracing Unaware, and starting Calm Minding on its own. And then we would get, well, we wouldn't get 6-0, but we'd be in a spot of trouble, because our only way of beating that would be the Obstagoon clicking Double Edge versus it. So, but if it is some like weird Keyberry set, we could be in trouble, but yeah. Anyway, this can also check, I guess, Zord for a bit. If it's like DD or something, can check, set up Lando, set up Zera a little bit. I mean, if it's healthy enough. If it's not, then it obviously checks nothing. But if it is healthy enough, it can check stuff. Don't expect this to sweep, though, just because, like, Gardevoir could be Specs, Trace, and just bop it. But, yeah. And last but not the least, we have Obstagoon, which should be our late game win con if we get things chipped enough in range. We're running Jolly, Reckless, enough speed for Landorus T. So Reckless, Double Edge, boosted, kills Gardevoir, even if it's max HP, I believe. Does a good chunk to Zero Aura. 2-hit KOs Charizard X. Yeah, basically, this is our way of not losing to Gardevoir, Scarf Gardevoir. So, yeah, Double Edge, Parting Shot's always good, get good pivoting option, Knockoff to get rid of boots and items, and Facade is just in case we get burnt. It doesn't actually hit that hard because we are not Guts boosted, but, so maybe I should be an Ice Punch in hindsight, but I went with Facade and nobody caught it, so, you know, that's what we're rolling with. So, yeah, let's jump into the matchup and see what our opponent brought. Our opponent brought a team of Landorus T, Zero Aura, Tentacruel, Suicune, Gardevoir, and Charizard X. Pretty much what I expected. Maybe I thought Tentacruel could be Girder or Steelix, or maybe even Cinccino, but yeah, mostly what I expected. So as for leads, I was pretty set on a Kyurem lead from like the get-go. If they led Lando or Gardevoir, I got to know if they were Scarf or not right away, which is pretty cool. The only bad leads for Kyurem would be Charizard X and Charizard X and Gardevoir. Well, I don't really have a switch into Gardevoir, so like I don't have a lead against that. And I guess maybe Zero Aura, but I had pivots for both. I had Wheezing and Rhyperior for like respectively for Zero Aura and Charizard. So I wasn't too worried. So I thought, okay, let me just lead Kyurem and see like what to do. If I get lucky and they lead like Charizard or Suicune or Tentacruel, I get a free Freeze Dry off, because Freeze Dry is looking hella free here. So I decided to lead Kyurem. As the do lead Lando, our pressure goes first, so they're not Choice Scarf. So I can fire off the freest Freeze Dry. Even if they're Yashi, they don't really want to take it. So they go Gardevoir, and we do a good chunk of damage, showing this not super bulky. So, and as I said, I don't really have a switch in to Gardevoir, so I just stay in a Flash Cannon, and it lives on 2, but my opponent clicks Teleport, which actually works out because if I get Rocks up, and assuming they're not Boots, they would die. The other reason why I stayed in with Kyurem actually was like here after the freeze dry was because if Gardevoir was Scarf, I actually lived a Moonblast from full, and then like that would be good information to know if it was Scarf or not. So that's why I just stayed and clicked Flash Cannon. I thought trading the damage was good, and like if there was Scarf Moonblast, I did have pivots around it with like Weezing or something. Although Weezing probably wouldn't even take it that well, but yeah, so that definitely puts us in a good spot. I think a slight over prediction by my opponent should have just clicked Moonblast. I don't really have a switch in. So, yeah. The good Charizard, obviously with Dragon Claw, this could probably take me out or Outrage, so I just go Rhyperior. As they do click Dragon Claw and do so much damage. I didn't really calc, but that felt like adamant damage just because Rhyperior is fat. But here I decided to click Stealth Rock because they didn't kill me. So I didn't think they would try to set up, and yeah, I get them on that play. In comes the Suicune, I can just go Kyurem pretty safely. If they click Calm Mind, so be it. As they actually click Toxic, which is fine, I do have Heal Bell in the back. And now they're not boosted, so they don't really want to take this Freeze Dry. So they decide to sack off Gardevoir, which is really good, because we didn't have a switch into Gardevoir, as I said, so that thing's gone. In comes Tentacruel. I expect this would spin. It could have been Mirror Coat, but like... if they do Mirror Coat and take me out, they wouldn't get the spin off, so like it was worth it to go for Freeze Dry and not scout for Mirror Coat. They do click Rapid Spin and the rocks are gone, which is fine. This turn I believe I roosted just to see what kind of coverage the Tentacruel has for me, but it clicks Toxic Spikes, which is I guess annoying, but it's like fine. Like one layer's actually I don't know, but it felt fine just because I got a good lead because of that. So that was fine. I am racking up toxic damage. In comes their Aura. I decide to save Kyurem just because I can get it in on Landorus and fire off another free Freeze Dry. So I go into Weezing as they click Close Combat, don't do a lot of damage, and take Helmet Chip, which is really nice. This turn I believe I clicked my own Toxic Spikes as they click Volt Switch and do a lot of damage. So that's pretty cool, CC Volt Switch. And in comes the Suicune. This turn, I decided to just click Pain Split because if they click Calm Mind, they would still be at like, whatever, I would be getting health back. And if they click Scald, like, I'd still get health back and I lived it. So I click Pain Split and gain back a lot of health. So I'm in a good amount of health to check Zeraora again. And this turn, I go Kyurem, expecting another Scald or Calm Mind. And this turn I click Roost because Suicune can't really do anything to me. Suicune clicks Rest, which is fine, so it's Rest, Scald, Toxic. I click Freeze Dry, and as you can see, it's 2 KO on Suicune. Unfortunately, they don't get the Rest roll, but wouldn't have made a difference because Scald was doing like 10%, 13%, so I would have still lived, but obviously I would have died. Like, it would have been a double down here, so I guess I got a little lucky there, which is, you know, sorry to my opponent. I decided to save Kyurem once again, but they make the right play and click Volt Switch. And going to Lando though, so I was like, okay, there's probably some sort of setup Lando, so I start spamming Clear Smog. Actually this turn, I believe, after spamming Clear Smog 1, I spam Pain Split first, and get back to a good amount of health where they cannot kill me in one hit. And I start Clear Smogging again. As you can see, they're trying to Rock Polish, so obviously they are like, they do click Gravity, so they can kill my Weezing with Earthquake. But as they do, they tried to set up, but I was not going to let the Lando set up because Lando is still like broken. I can bring in my Kyurem now and fire a Freeze Try and pick up another kill. So Kyurem going ham this game. And now I go Obstagoon. As they goes there Aura. I do not actually kill this if it's super bulky, so I actually click Parting Shot and go into Clefable. As the click Close Combat, which is fine. And now I just click Moonblast, put this in range of Obstagoon. They click Plasma Fist, which will be a 2-hit KO because of the poison. And Moonblast only does 43, so, you know, Clef is weak, I swear. But now this is in range of Obstagoon for sure. We know it's not Scarfed, so I can click Double Edge. And since Double Edge is a 2 KO on the Zard cannot Dragon Dance up basically, because like even if it Dragon Dances, Rhyperior should beat it in the back. As I click Double Edge, they click Dragon Claw, and as you can see, Double Edge is a 2 KO. And Obstagoon picks up 2 kills at the end and snatches the win for us. Nice and clean 2-0. Not too much hacks other than like the Suicune Sleep Talk roll, which got like rest. Because if it got called, Kyurem would have been gone on the double down. But like I think I still would have been able to get back in the same situation with Obstagoon getting in. Like Obstagoon parting shot into like Clef, which would be cool. So yeah, that win actually put us at 8-2 for the season, which is pretty solid in my opinion. And plus 19. Cheese though did end up winning with a 2-0 scoreline as well, so they actually keep first seed. But once I found out that first and second seed just play each other, it was like, okay, it doesn't really matter, so what mattered was we just got top 2 and the order didn't matter, so that's fine. 8-2 plus 19 for the season. I thought we did really well this season. Obviously we lost week 1 in a really close game, but that was fun. And then T-Riches took one off us, like played really well. So but other than that, I think we played like relatively well without too much hacks. Like most of the hacks has been like which cost my opponent some diff, but like I don't think there was any hacks which made me like win the game outright. So that's been good that it's been relatively hacks free. I'll maybe quickly just go over our stats for the season. So Mega Glade 6 kills in 9 games. To be honest, I think Mega Glade just didn't hit the field a lot of times because I would prefer to take the kill with Kyurem or like Obstagoon. But Mega Glade definitely super strong, and I'm glad I got to pick it at pick 11, which is crazy because Mega Glade is one of the top tier megas. Clefable, a little disappointing. I don't really like. I tried to bring Combine sweeping sets, but like because of my offensive Dragon Ground matchups, I had to bring Unaware so many times, and it was really annoying. But I still stand by that. I wish I took Tapu Fini because this was with the leaked DLC moves and not the actual DLC moves, so it would be like Flip Turn Tapu Fini, which would have been really good. Like it still pivots and stuff, and like I haven't actually used Teleport Clefable that much, so. And it's funny. I don't know. It's like when I face Clefable on ladder, I can never kill it, and that especially that Trick Flame Orb set that's become popular. Like I hate that set so much. It doesn't die. But when I had Clefable, it seemed underwhelming, but it definitely did stop us losing to all the ground dragons around. So shout out to Clef. Kyurem, I wasn't sure of this pick at the start. Like I was like, Kyurem's okay. I don't know like if I want it or not, but I ended up getting it, and it did put in the work. It is our MVP clearly with 11 kills. Definitely came to the later half of games. Initially I was like, Kyurem's not that good, but latter half of the season I was relying on Kyurem to break. Obviously we had the fun Dragon Dance weakness policy set of week 6, which would have 6-0'd, but we got unlucky a little. All the hacks that I might have gotten with like differential probably got cancelled out by that week 6 battle where we lost out on like 4 or 3 differentials. So Kyurem was really good for the team. Good dragon breaks bulky waters. Gave me a good bulky water switch in too, because most waters cannot touch Kyurem just because of its typing, which is pretty cool. And obviously heal belt support from Clef is really good, so even if they're toxic, we can obviously heal it back. Shout outs to Milan for the suggestion. He was really adamant I should get Kyurem on the team. So Cinderace, 6 games, 6 kills. I think that's pretty solid, considering most of the time I was clicking U-turn. Obviously it didn't even come to it only came to 1 game from the first 4 weeks, but as you can see, the week 5 game when we played Sand Pidge with the Volcarona, where Scarf Cinderace just went off, and yeah, we got 3 kills. Yeah, that was pretty far, and since then, like, it's gotten a couple of kills. So I found that I was mostly using like U-turn, Super Fang, Taunt, basically putting things in chip for like Gallade or Kyurem or Obstagoon or like something in the back like that. So yeah, but definitely Cinderace can be a huge win con too. With like if it gets into Blaze, that Pyro Ball becomes super strong and super hard to switch into. Uh, Obstagoon, like shown in the first 2 games, like as you can see, got like 7 kills in 2 games. Uh, like I love it. Like I know I picked it only because there was no other good dark types left, and it's not the greatest dark types in the world. Like it's solid because it does have knockoff. Like its Stallbreaker set is really good, but it does like some defensive utility compared to other darks. But it did put in the work. Only came to 5 games and picked up 10 kills. So I guess I used it matchup dependent. If I could just break with Obstagoon, I just picked it. Obviously, we took Scarf Reckless 2 weeks as well, where it got 5 kills. So yeah, Obstagoon was solid. Blastoise, I think we took Smash 1 game. We took defensive. We took Restock Air Balloon Blastoise as a Mammothwine check, which is pretty heat. And then we took the Assault Vest versus T-Riches as the Blissathlon check. So definitely got to use Blastoise a little differently and creatively, which was fun. Didn't get a lot of chances to Shell Smash, honestly. Like the matchups have just been like, oh yeah, 1 or 2 months, just stop Blastoise completely. Leafeon, sorry, I skipped a Weezing. Weezing the GOAT. Weezing, really good. I love Toxic Spikes. So having that is really good. It did check Mega Mobile for us as well, which is huge. Helmet Weezing is just such a good physical sponge for the team, and with Pain Split and Toxic Spikes and Clear Smog, like you have so many options with Weezing. Taunt as well. Yeah, 2 good abilities in Levitate and Neutralizing Gas. Weezing was super fun to use. I also loving Galar Weezing. I have it on my Trick Room team for OU ladders, and it just completely hard walls Mega Garchomp, which is just crazy. Leafeon, didn't really get a chance to use it. Even when I was struggling with grounds, I complained about ground types the entire season. I didn't think Leafeon was going to do the job. So, you know, that's just the season it's been for Leafeon. Didn't get to shine, but maybe in playoffs, who knows? Rotom Fan, I think it came towards the end of the season when it came in both the Celesteela matchups, and it came versus the Pidgeot. So I've only used it when I needed a good flying resist. In like 3 games, 3 kills. It's pretty much like just Volt Switch, Pain Split, Air Slash, make sure we don't lose to flying types. So if it trade 1-for-1 versus the flying type, that's pretty good in my opinion. So yeah, good. And like I do love pivoting, so that's good. Rhyperior, I really liked Rhyperior. It didn't get to shine as much as I thought, but I thought Rhyperior was really good. It did a lot of work week 5 versus Sky when it got us all the damage we needed for Cinderace, but yeah, I think Rhyperior is really solid, especially with HP Water being gone, like, and Grass. Yeah, super good rock. I mostly brought it when I needed rocks. I don't really have rocks on my team. Only this and the next one. Well, I have Clefable, but I haven't found room to run it on Clefable. Registeel, it did end up getting 5 kills in 1 game with the Iron Defense Body Press on its debut. Yeah, but that game was just such a good body press matchup. Other than that, I think it was Seismic Toss, Toxic, Stealth Rock, and like body press. I think the other 2 weeks it came. So or Restock maybe one of the weeks. But yeah, Registeel is really good special wall. So it works out with the Clefable, Blastoise, Weezing, like good defensive core. And obviously, Iron Defense Body Press can just sweep if you don't have like a Ghost type, so that's always good. Yeah, so that was a team. I really enjoyed it. Obviously, I didn't make any transactions, so I was definitely happy with it. We do have pivots. We do have power. We do have power. A couple of moments that are really powerful from the go, and a couple that can also set up, which is solid. Obviously, ground types are kind of a pain, but you know, we've done well so far, so hopefully we can keep that up in playoffs. So yeah, Also, there's no timeline to play the playoff game, so I don't know when we'll play it. We just need to get it done, like in time when the other semifinal, like from the others, like the bracket from 3 to 8 is done. So it might take 2 weeks, it might take 3 weeks, we might play it early, I don't know. So I don't know when the playoff video will go up, but it will go up, that's all I can say. But yeah, until then, bye and take care. I'll see you next time.